Sound waves.
Detecting-
Scary sound waves.
Detecting technique. You don't have to do the wind noises. I can do those in post, you know.
Okay.
All right. Welcome, my children, to the night of the dead. In this opportunity, we will read thee five stories that will chill you down to your core, down to your very essence. But yeah, we wanted to do something for Halloween so that you will get your socks scared right off. I know you guys can't see me, but I've got like a dark robe. I look like Darth Sidious, and
It's scary.
yeah, and the room's all dark, so it's just two dudes alone in a room in the dark.
People are gonna talk.
The scariest thing in the world. So first off, Ruth's gonna read the first story that I got for today, which is a Mad Lib. For you guys don't know what a Mad Lib is it's basically like a fill in the blanks kind of story. So first off, I'm gonna read you guys the list of words that I took, and it goes right there on screen. So it goes. So I tried, we're in Halloween. This is all for Halloween, so I wanted to think of the scariest, spookiest words that I could think about. So my adjectives are slimy, bloody, spooky, skeleton, vampire, spooked, werewolf, Frankenstein, place. There's no scarier place than the DMV.
Just so much waiting in your own mind.
A mummy, an adjective, annoying, a verb, horrifying, spider.
Why?
Because I knew that you were gonna read it, man. And verb ending in ed, so dabbed. Adverb, disturbingly, because you dab disturbingly. Plural. I was thinking about like the skeletons that play like the trumpet, like the dude.
Yeah.
So I put in boys.
With an eye?
Bubbly, murky, spicy, and in the history of classic rock, one of the scariest female names there is Yoko Ono.
Yoko Ono. I
So-
agree.
I present thee with the
This is my first time seeing it.
Yes, with for his first time reading it, so that the horror is true and it's real. I present thee The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
The Raven, Edgar Allan Poe, Adlib. Once upon a midnight slimy, while I pondered bloody and spooky over many a quaint and curious skeleton of forgotten vampire, while I spooked, nearly napping, suddenly there came a werewolf, as a Frankenstein gently rapping at my DMV door. "'Tis some mummy," I muttered, tapping at my DMV door. Only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the annoying December, and each separate horrifying ember rotted spider upon the floor. Eagerly I dabbed the morrow. Disturbingly I had sought to borrow from my boys surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the bubbly Lenore, for the murky and spicy maiden whom the angels name Yoko Ono, nameless here forevermore.
All right,
I really like the annoying December one.
I love the rapping at my DMV door.
Rapping on the DMV door.
All right, that's the first one. So next up, explain my child.
So we did this thing. We each picked a story, a horror story, a creepypasta, anything. And we went, at least I did, I went through a translator. I translated English to, I did Chinese, and then Chinese to Korean, and then Korean back to English. And it went back marvelously.
Right, so
And now, Zed asked, doesn't know which story I picked.
Right.
But he's gonna read it.
Yes, in
And
the
he's gonna
same
read-
vein as a Mad Lib, I have never read your story before, so
And it's good.
it will be very interesting. So
It will be very interesting. So it hasn't got a title, but you'll know.
That's the scariest thing of them all.
But you'll know which story it is.
All right, I will partake. Cue the lightning. I recently gave birth to a new world in the single-player game My World. At first, everything was normal because I started cutting down trees and making workbenches. I noticed a slight change between the fog. The computer is very slow, so the render distance should be smaller. I thought it was a cow, hoping to chase it and buy leather armor. It is not a cow. Looking back is another character with basic skin, but his eyes are empty. Confirmed that pop-up name is not displayed and is in multiplayer mode. He did not stay long. Saw me and soon fell in love with the fog. I followed my curiosity, but he left. I don't know what to do, but I'm continuing the game. When expanding the world, it turned out that the random map generator was not appropriate. The rock has a 2x2 tunnel, the sea has a small perfect pyramid made of sand, and all the leaves are cut off. What? I always saw another player in the deep fog, but I thought... What? But what? In the deep fog, but thought I could no longer see him. Every time I think I saw him, I try to increase the rendering distance to a long distance, but to no avail. If someone found a fake player, I saved the map and checked it in the forum. No, I created my own theme and told that person and asked if I had a similar experience. Post deleted in 5 minutes. Try again and delete the theme faster. I received a PM from username Herbrin that contained the word stop. Herbrin profile is over. I received an email from another forum user. He insists that a module can read information from forum users, making email more secure. The email sender saw this mysterious player and the other user saw a small directory. Their world is also dotted with obvious artificial features and portrays mysterious players without students. It's been about a month before we can get back from our news providers. Some who met the mysterious man examined the name Herobrine and found that it was often used by Swedish players. After collecting some additional information, it turned out to be the brother of the game developer Notch. I personally sent Notch an email asking if he had a brother. He spent time but sent a short email. I did it, but he's no longer with us. Customs clearance. We have not seen this mysterious person since we first met. I didn't notice a change in the world except my world. At first glance, I was able to press print screen, and this is the only evidence of his existence. A bunch of blank lines. Wonderful. What the hell did I just read?
The Hero Bryn story, the Hero Brian.
Yeah. I know who Herobrine is, but god damn it. Okay.
Customs clearance. And my world.
Herobrine.
The funny thing is, it's later spelled right.
Yes, and then they misspell it again afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. That was very scary. So now goes my story. So what I did was that I tried to find like a story from another culture. So I went for Chinese because I think the Chinese government is very relevant right now.
It's scary.
It's very scary because there's nothing more scary than the Chinese government.
And communism.
So I took that one of the stories. The story is called The Chinese Doll. It's not racist if the Chinese write it. And then I took that one. I looked up on Google Chinese to English translator and went to like the 7th page. And like the last result from that page, that was the translator I used. So Roof will read to you now The Chinese Doll.
Chinese doll. .txt. Julie is a cute 8-year-old girl. Received a birthday her a beautiful porcelain doll as a gift. She loves her gifts. It was decided to call her Steve. Julie all day playing with her pale doll, until her mother told her to get to sleep. Julie reluctantly to a doll in a box in the basement. Go to bed. In the middle of the night, she was awakened by a strange series of incomprehensible sounds. Then she heard the eerie lullaby. He said, China doll, basement, China doll, China doll, China doll on the stairs, China doll parents' room, is now dead. Julie into a deep sleep. When Julie woke up in the morning, she walked into the room with parents found that they died in a pool of blood. Her brother tried to calm her down, but the way they figured out how to plan the funeral. Julie will stay in her home all day in his room, refusing to play with Steve. At night, she was already asleep, exhausted. At midnight, the same morbid chanting again wakened her. China doll in the basement of the China doll on the stairs of China doll in the parents' room, China doll in your brother's room is now dead. Julie trembling the other into trouble sleeping. She woke up this morning, went to my brother's room. When she saw he was dead, she rushed into the room and fixed the door with the bolts. She stayed there all day. You cannot get out. Then, when the sun goes down, she falls asleep again. But in the middle of the night, she heard the eerie chanting. China doll in the basement of the China doll on your stairs of China doll in the parents' room of China doll in your brother's room of China doll, your room, China doll. She stared doll. Now you. Dead. I keep forgetting whose brother is it. Like my brother, her brother, and then it says she goes into the stairs to his room. What the hell?
In the room of China doll.
In China doll.
Wonderful.
It's really wonderful.
I mean, horrifying. Undescribable horror. And we decided to keep the best for last for you brave souls that have powered through this night of terror
and endured.
We will now do a reading of 2
horror classics
of the greatest horror classics the internet has ever seen.
Okay, so basically it's like this. You are at a friend's house for like the night or whatever, and then you guys are making out on the couch. Yeah. And then like her dad calls on the phone and says, "Know why she likes it more if you use the other hand." Yeah. And you're like, "Oh dude, your dad is trying to give me advice on how to diddle you." And then she's like,
"I don't have a dad."
Or whatever. But what? Who was phone? But whatever.
Yes, thrilling indeed. Who was phone?
Who was phone? Do you ever wonder who was phone?
Everybody asks who's phone, but no one asks how's phone.
No one ever asks how is phone.
And finally,
you'll know this one.
My favorite story that I've ever seen from this story was blessed, given unto humanity by the wonderful and the generous gods of 4chan. I present thee.
And mistranslation.
Man and girl go out to drive under moonlight. They stop at on side of road. He turned to his girl and say, "Baby, I love you very much."
"What is it, honey?"
"Our car is broken down. I think the engine is broken. I'll walk and get some more fuel."
"Okay, I'll stay here and look after our stereo. There have been news reports of steers being stolen."
"Good idea. Keep the doors locked no matter what. I love you, sweaty." So the guy left to get fuel for the car. After 2 hours, the girl say,
"Where's my baby? was supposed to be back by now.
Then the girl hear a scratching sound and the voice say, "Let me in." The girl doesn't do it. And then after a while, she goes to sleep. The next morning, she wakes up and finds her boyfriend still not there. She gets out to check and man door, hand hook, car door.
I always laugh with that one. Oh, man door, hand hook, car door. Did I ever tell you about the comment on that video? And it said, "Young man, there's no need to feel down." I said, "Young man, man door, hand hook, car door." I said, "Young man."
All right, boys and girls. I'm sure you won't be able to go to sleep tight tonight, and you will have plenty of nightmares and plenty of spooks on this Halloween night.
Meanwhile, I am a brave soul and will not sleep because I'm laughing so hard.
Whatever you do, remember, man door, hand hook,
Car door.
car door. Thank you.
Thank you very much.